Hey guys, Tom here, Hannay's Marine. Thought it'd be a good idea to put a tape measure to the 210 and the 219 so you guys can see the differences between them. Well, we got them sitting right here on the floor next to each other. This is the stats that you'll see online. 210, 20'6", 219, we're gonna have 21'6". Both of them are gonna be 97 inches wide, 50-gallon gas tank, 60-gallon gas tank. Let's jump in the boats and actually take real measurements. Now we're in the bow of the all-new 210. You're gonna see the biggest difference between the two boats right up here. And this is where people always ask for measurements. So let's put a tape on it so you guys can see. The first measure we're gonna take is the actual depth of the bow. So on your 210, from the hinge point to the top of the glass, you're sitting right about 9.5 inches. Now on the bow of the 219, your bow depth is gonna be about 6 inches. So the 210 is gonna have about 3.5 more inches of depth in your bow, which some people like for bigger water, feel a little safer, but on the shallower deck in the front, you're gonna have a better sight line for fishing. Another measurement that we should take is the actual width of the cockpit, because since the cockpit is higher up, you're gonna get more width out of it. So in the front of the 219's windshield, it's gonna measure right at 77 inches. And then the front, up by your foot control, it's gonna be right at 35 inches. Let's jump in the 210 and take those measurements. Now granted, the 210 does have molded in cup holders, but we'll compensate for that. So your 210 in front of the windshield, you're gonna be sitting right about 73 inches. And in the front, you're gonna be sitting right at 34 inches. Now we got the measurements of the cockpit. Let's go ahead and measure how deep and big the compartments are so you guys know what you're getting for storage. Believe it or not, the difference between the 219 and the 210 isn't very much when it comes to storage. So your 210, you're gonna have right around 14 inches by 34.5 inches on your big storage on the starboard side. And then your cooler side is gonna be 14 by about 19 inches. Let's jump in the 219 and measure that. 219 storage here, we're looking at same thing, about 14 by about 35. And 20.5 by 13. So almost identical. Hey guys, now let's look at the all-important rod storage. Let's actually put a tape to it so you can actually see what it is. In the 210 here, like the 219, you're gonna have 3 spots or 3 levels per se for rod storage. All right, let's put a tape to this. You're looking at that top dead center one, right at 7.5 feet where the butts would go in. Middle one, you're sitting right about 8.5 feet where the butts would go in. And the bottom ones, you're sitting right about 8 feet, just short of 8 feet where the butts would go in. Now if you got longer rods than that, we're gonna have it on the passenger side. We'll do the top tube here. There's 3 tubes in here. As you can see already right here, we're at 8 feet. And it goes back. So you're looking at a 10-foot rod on that side. And there's 3 rod tubes on the port side rod storage in this boat. Let's jump in the 219 and measure that one. All right, we're back in the 219. Let's tape this rod storage here. Top dead center, we'll do the same tubes so we have a good comparison. This one there, you're sitting about 7.9. That's the top row. Second row, you're sitting about 8'7". And the bottom, you're sitting right about 8 feet. So almost the same as the 210. All right, let's look at the side rod box on the 219. You get 5 rod tubes on the 219. We'll pick the one second down. That one tapes about 13 feet. Now let's measure the back of this boat. We'll measure the cockpit, we'll measure the depth, and then we'll measure the back deck as well. That way you guys can see how those measurements are. Then we'll jump in the 219 and measure those. Cockpit depth from aqua traction to the top, you're gonna be sitting at about 25.5 inches. Width in the center, (76.5 inches. And then we'll go from the kick plate to the back of 72 inches. Now let's do this back deck. Back deck, you're gonna be sitting right at 79 inches. And then from the back of the storage lid to the front, 37.5 inches. So a nice large casting platform. Let's jump in the 219 and do the exact same measurements. All right, now let's measure the 219's cockpit. We're gonna be sitting at, in the center of this boat, 76. From the kick plate to the back, be 77. And your depth would be right around just short of 25 inches. Your casting platform in the rear, (80.5). By 38 inches. So hopefully that helps you guys distinguish the difference between the 210 and the 219 as far as size goes. If you guys have any questions or want any more measurements, comment below or shoot us a call here at Hannay, 612-781-7411, or shoot us an email, info@hannaysmarine.com. Thanks for watching, guys.